Russ Rodriguez.
I'm Marin Flores.
And this is the No Title Show.
Woohoo!
In studio today is...
Christian Aguayo.
Christian Aguayo is a friend of Marina and I's. We met in a...
12-step program.
12-step program.
That cannot be discussed at this time due to traditions.
No 13 stepping now.
No 13 stepping.
stepping. We'll get into that sometime in the future.
Unless you know Bill Wilson.
Let me share something that happened to me earlier this week while I was at work. I was talking to a friend who is it moved from a regular position, lateral to me, up into a leader position.
Lateral. Could you spell that?
Lateral.
Okay, please continue.
As the show grinds to a screeching halt. Let's gain a little bit more momentum back. I was talking to my friend, and he was discussing the frustration with the pressures being put on him and how things have changed for him in a bit. And I've seen him get more and more frustrated as we progressed into the weeks and weeks, and the more time he worked in the position, literally his hair has become more gray. Poor guy.
Wow.
I really feel for him. He's a really good guy, you know, he stays fit, he's really energetic, he's got a lot of motivation, and he kind of took on that kind of a mindset before he ever entered the position. He's just his work ethic. He was really dedicated.
Right.
And I respect the guy a lot. He was my friend. We've gone to lunch and stuff. But he was telling me how frustrated he was with things. And the day before, he almost broke down. He's like, I'm sick of it, man. I'm done. He's like, I'm almost fucking ready to just...
Look at my fucking hair!
I'm like, fucking hair! That's what I brought up to him. I'm like, look, dude. I'm like, you need to stop taking it so hard, man. I'm like, your work ethic is going to keep you just fine. No one is putting these expectations on you. You're doing it yourself. You got nothing to stress on. You know, if you come into the situation and it's a little out of control, you just do the best you can to make the change, right? You can't just turn everything around completely. That's what you expect for yourself.
Right.
And that's not what's put on you. I'm like, you need to take it easy, dude. Coming into work with the mindset you have is going to keep you just fine. You have that work ethic in you, and it's because of your standards that's frustrating the shit out of you.
Just take a fucking Valium.
Take a chill pill. I'm like, look, dude, I've watched your hair go gray since you've gotten into the position. He's like, you're right, dude. And why I bring that up is that connection that I made with him. I could see it in his eyes that, you know what, I need to hear this. Thanks for taking that time. I'm like, if you don't hear that enough, man, let me give you the chance right now. Bro, you do a fucking great job. Right. I like working for you.
Right.
You know, and I'm very fortunate to be in a position where I respect the people that are above me, and being in an atmosphere where I can produce and bust my butt. There's really not that much to the job. There's no real mental anguish I go through. It's just the frustration of just staying physically active and try to produce and push and be accurate.
You do it for 30 years and get a fucking watch.
Yeah.
here's the momentum.
So what brings me to this point I'm trying to make is that's what I'm trying to do with this show. I'm trying to make a connection with the audience out there. I want to have conversations in here where the people listening are like, wow, I can relate to that. You know, I'm glad this conversation is being held because I can relate to that. I haven't had the chance to sit with people and discuss this because, you know, I'm too busy. I don't want to get fired. You know?
But my hair is in fact gray.
Right. But it's cool that I can hear these guys talking about shit. I can relate to them and kind of get a little bit of a release. So my ideas for this show is to create a forum where the listener can make a connection. I'm going to create a Facebook page, The No Title Show. It's actually up right now. You guys can go there and give your opinions about how the show is going, what you would like to hear, what you would like to hear less. If you guys got games that you want to hear, news articles that you've read that you want discussed, send your feedback to The No Title Show at Facebook. We'll put it on the air. If you guys want to come on the air with us and talk, we'll set it up. You know, leave us your contact Tell us what you got in mind. If you got music you want played, my friend Chris in here has brought his electric guitar. We're going to be playing a little bit of music in here. We might even have some intros or background beds to be laid while we're talking.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in
progress. But the main goal here is for the audience, the listeners out there, to have their own hands, to be able to put their investment into the show and feel like, hey, that's something I can make a connection with. I'll follow that because my opinion counts.
We just want to be loved.
Just love us. There's something sick about somebody that
No, come on,
go
man.
out there and be criticized.
Come on, dude, let me give you my signature.
Yeah.
Come on. No, really, it's no problem.
So
Here, I got my own napkin here. Here, it's already been signed. Take it.
So that is the mission statement for today, folks.
And now what would you like for lunch?
So right now I'm going to have Chris just kind of freestyle for a bit. Let's hear what he's got to
So we're gonna
play
do-
for us. You guys are really
That's your own shit, man. You wrote that yourself.
Yep.
What inspired you like to write that, dude? That's like some heavy, fucking grindy shit.
That's
man.
why
I
you
like
say
it.
no to drugs.
That's the title of that intro, huh? Say no to drugs.
Say no to drugs.
That was, in that 12 seconds, that was my whole life, my whole drug lifespan. I like that. That's good, man.
Yep.
You have on your guitar the Verb. What's that about? What's the...
The Verb is actually one of my, which makes no connection with the kind of music I play, because the Verb is more of an experimental type of song, music.
Right.
A lot of the songs that you've heard on the radio, they're super commercial, but if you ever listen to the Verb, Richard Ashcroft and Nick McCabe, they have some really, really cool, I want to say almost underground type of sound.
Right, because I've always
Almost
seen you with
Pink Floyd-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Because I've
More
always seen you with
guitar
Nirvana.
sounds, more effects and stuff
Right.
like that. So I just really like the Verb. It's just that, don't tell anybody else about that.
We don't want to be popular or anything. This is a secret underground thing
It's secret,
for the cool
yeah.
people.
That's right, man.
Welcome to our club.
Yeah.
You can't tell anybody.
That's why what so confused me about punk music. Like, we only want to select a group of individuals to listen to our music. We don't
Yeah,
want to get
man.
out there, but it's like, how the
Right.
fuck do you expect to make a career out of
That's
this
right.
thing?
Hey, Green,
You want to keep it
happened with Green
secret.
Day. Green Day. That's what happened with Green Day. You see the documentary of Green Day, and they were a total punk band. Hardcore punk band. But as they got bigger and bigger, they decided to go. Like the biggest punk thing they did was that. What is it? I hope you have a time of your life.
Yeah,
it's
they
a
have-
real stuff. It's like totally opposite of what they did.
It's a great song, though.
Yeah. Hey,
That
when
Seinfeld
when
episode?
Seinfeld uses
Oh
it
my
as their final
God.
song for their sequence of the
Yeah.
show, I mean, come on.
I have a record of theirs, and it's by, I think it's from like 92, and it's got a Christy Road on there. Really cool little punk songs that are, but they're really melodic as well.
Right.
And it's non-commercial, and they're really good. Maybe you should, ever get a chance
Yeah,
to.
you're right.
It's by Kerplunk Records. No, it's actually, that's the name of the album, Kerplunk. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So today is actually Saturday the 12th, right?
No.
14.
man.
I'm talking 2 days. I just bought myself.
Yesterday
2
was
days.
Friday the 13th.
That's right. You're absolutely right. My bad. Today they're actually inducting Guns N' Roses into the Hall of Fame.
Wow, welcome to the jungle.
Yeah.
What is the
welcome to
controversy behind that?
The controversy is that Axl Rose is not going to show because they invited Slash. And so, you actually didn't know this, but they had but Guns N' Roses they're actually on tour right now with Axl. And then I don't know if any of the other original members, I don't think.
Nope.
Slash isn't with them, Duff isn't
Yeah.
with them, anything like that.
I just read
But,
an article on them, and it's Guns N' Roses, literally Axl Rose. Because
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
who-
Yeah.
it's kind of strange, but yeah. You know,
Well,
XL's
we were talking about that earlier because he's like, well, he's just eccentric. I said, he's not fucking eccentric. He's just arrogant. He's just an arrogant fuck. You know what I mean? He thinks he lives in this bubble world of where he thinks everybody needs to contribute to his insanity and his stupidity. You know what I mean? And then, he wears just fucking funky clothes, fucking 1970s.
You ask me, you go out on stage
Yeah.
and you're running around at maximum speed, screaming at the top of your lungs, wearing a kilt.
Right.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to argue with that, dude. That's eccentric.
He's no longer a sweet child of mine.
Yeah, right. But not to say that he isn't good, because he is. He's good at what he does.
He has one of the widest vocal ranges
vocal
of any
range.
artist out there.
That's right.
So does fucking Rob Halford. You know what I mean? Aside from the homosexuality, which that's his thing, but until people found that out about him, he was like one of the greatest rock gods there was out there.
Yeah.
Rob Halford and Judas Priest. And even when he left Judas Priest and went off to do his own thing with Halford, and then he went off with Fight, it wasn't until he got back together with Judas Priest that they really kicked off again. I just seen him in October. They were doing their Epitaph tour, and which brings me back to you can go out and go solo all you want, man, but that original chemistry with the band, with Styx, that's what you're going for. That's what the people want. And if they want to, he says, oh well, I don't want to be there because Slash is gonna be there. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck?
Right.
A few years back, or maybe it was 10 years ago, I can't remember, when they had Van Halen on the MTV Awards or whatever, and they were going to induct him into like the MTV Hall of Fame or some shit, right? And Eddie Van Halen and David Lee Roth couldn't stand each other, right? But they went to the ceremony, and they did it,
Because they're adults.
Right.
And there's a fucking paycheck.
And there's
Right,
a paycheck
yeah,
that comes along.
It's like this new album out right now. One of the songs by Van Halen, "The Lighter Side of Truth," I think is the name of it. I could be wrong, and it's a good album, good CD. I'm sorry, album. It's a good CD, but I go on YouTube and I watched their live concerts that they do right here in Staples. And this dude's fucking walking around like he's fucking Tony Bennett, and he's trying to do Panama and doing the fucking Blue Suede Shuffle or some shit. It's ridiculous. It's just fucking ridiculous. Not to say that Eddie Van Halen doesn't kick ass, because he does. Not to say that Michael Anthony was a good bassist, because he was. Now they have his son, Eddie Van Halen's son, playing bass. They have Alex Van Halen on drums, and they're all good. It's a good fucking album. Don't get me wrong. It kicks ass. But to see him live, in my opinion, I wouldn't pay to go see him live, and that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I don't know. I think Axel's a fucking prick, to be honest with you. I think he's a giant asshole.
Well, speaking of, if you want to
sweet asshole of mine.
Yeah, speaking of prigs, you want to talk like that? It's the same thing that's going on with Black Sabbath. They've been in the works to do this album, and now the album's supposed to be coming out. They're supposed to be going on tour, but Bill Ward won't sign because the money situation isn't right. I mean, how fucking complicated is it? There's 4 people. Give me 25%, but it's not that simple.
No, not today.
But that's why. That's why if you want to listen to good music, go listen to some of these musicians that are unknown.
Right.
Because really, they're still hungry, and their main interest is really music.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
no longer, well, we've already succeeded and we've already topped the chart or whatever
Right.
it is.
Well, that's the whole problem. How do you find somebody who's unknown? There isn't a forum out there. It's like the punk.
Everything's American fucking Idol these days, and The Voice.
And there's
The
a
voice.
So
money
they become
behind
stars
it.
before they become stars.
Yeah. If you start off and you really work for it, and you had to work for it for so many years and get to the top, and you had to climb your way, once you get it and you appreciate it so much more, rather than when it's like an overnight fucking success. You know what I mean? That overnight success, all these guys, they'll tell you, man. They go back on the documentary and they're like, yeah, on day 2 I was snorting coke and blah blah blah, and blah, and I was so excited I went on tour and I don't even remember the fucking tour.
We had our bass player
After 4
OD.
stints in rehab.
OD
You know?
in the middle of the record, so now we have a third. This is a third bass player.
Yeah, exactly. That you tell the bass, the difference in the bass. Yeah, because it's a totally different guy. You know, look at the guy who was with Alice in Chains.
Mike Bate, man, he broke my heart, man. I was rooting for him.
Overdose.
Mike Starr.
Yeah.
Overdose.
Mike Starr, dude.
You know?
And he had like 6 months of sobriety.
Yeah.
But I grew up listening to that because I was, Nirvana, Soundgarden,
Right.
Alice in Chains.
You get plucked out of society and you get put in this isolation booth where you're recording all kinds of music. You make a ton of money and you don't get those fundamental parts of the human brain where you got to take criticism, you got to take loss. Things happen to you in life and you just got to accept it. He lost his best friend and it ruined his life.
That's right.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, life is over. I can't move on. Like, well, yeah, things happen. You know, you lose your dog. You don't go out and kill yourself. You know?
Like the guy on the freeway with HMO.
You just gotta live with it.
I'm gonna fight for life in HMO. What? My dog died? Oh, fuck it.
By the fucking shotgun like that guy on the news.
Yeah, exactly.
So, whatever.
So, yeah. You have to,
But and that's what happened. And it looked like he was on the right track.
He was
like
on the right track.
The program, he was dealing with some issues that went on, and he even spoke to
he went on the revisited. He went to the what is it? Sober House with what's the
Celebrity Rehab.
Yeah,
that's where Dr. Drew.
Dr. Drew.
Dr. Drew is an amazing person.
Yeah. Did you read that book I gave you?
Which one? Oh, Cracked?
Cracked.
I did not. I still have it though. So
by Dr. Drew.
That counts for something.
Oh, he wrote that?
Yeah,
really?
Cracked. Yeah.
Really good. It's really, really good.
I'm a big fan of Adam Grohl and Dr. Drew.
Yep, that's right. So that's you know what? If I start School of Rock before I even teach them instruments, I'm gonna say you guys are gonna have to go through a 12-step program. You're not an addict. Don't worry.
Didn't they try that with the DARE program?
That's right. That's an amped up version of the '80s DARE program.
Yeah, the last book I read was Anthony Kiedis,
Ooh,
Scarred, which, by the way, they're actually being inducted into the Hall of Fame today too.
Yeah. I would have to choose them first.
That was one of my points that I was relating to you about when it came to this Axl Rose situation. There's not too many bands out there where the instrument players are just as popular, if not more popular, than the actual lead man. Most of the time you think of a band name and then the lead guy.
Right.
But not with Chili Peppers.
That's like with Hootie and Lee.
That's what I was saying.
Right.
I mean, when you think of Guns N' Roses, Slash comes up. You got that image, which is interesting because there's really not much. He doesn't speak out. He's no Lars Ulrich. When you think of Metallica, you're confused.
Yeah.
Who is the front man in that band?
Right.
You know.
Right.
And so
Lars created Metallica, so
Lars is the
he's
main.
like the
He's a main songwriter actually.
Right.
Which
well,
is
it was Cliff Burton before he died.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
He got in '83, didn't he? Or '86?
Right.
Yeah.
But those first two albums, right?
Yeah.
Was pretty much all Cliff Burton.
Right.
And I'm sure we're gonna get some feedback on that, whether he was or not. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that he was the main writer.
So when it comes to two people that are popular in a band, you gotta accept it and move on. Him not accepting the fucking the award or just showing up just to give the band some kind of appreciation.
Right. Well, the same thing happened with the Police when the Police with Sting and then the other two guys. Like this is how frontman shit works. I don't even know the name of the lead guitarist or the drummer. Right. I know Sting though, and he was part of the Police. Right. Roxanne, something in a bottle, message in a bottle, and all these other things. Right. So they put him in the Hall of Fame, right? And they play one night, right? And they say, hey, well, we played one night together, man, so maybe we can put our egos aside. They start the fucking tour, and what happens? Like halfway through it, he's like, fuck you guys. I'm Sting, motherfucker. I'm fucking Sting. I don't even need you bitches.
Yeah.
And he went up and he was like, well, this cancels. But guess what? You still got me. And the fans were like, oh, yeah, we still got Sting. And they went with it, you know what I mean?
You gotta have some ego darts, man.
Yeah.
Every time they start, inflating them, boom, pop them back up again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about the music. It was about the music, and it eventually ends up in.
And Lars Ulrich
drama.
says that in Some Kind of Monster, the documentary, or is it Some Kind of Monster? Yeah, where they were recording Saint Anger, right in the transition of when Jason Newsted had left the band, and the new guy came in.
Yeah.
And he even said, because James Hetfield was like, well, he had already went to rehab and he came back and he was like, at 4 o'clock I have to leave. That was the agreement. But you guys want to talk about the song while I'm not here, and it's like I'm not being part of the process. And Lars is like, dude, whatever happened to the fucking days when we could just play, man? Now you're telling me I can't even listen to my own fucking music? Yeah. Well, I just want to be recognized and I want to be acknowledged. And he goes, yeah, I'm acknowledging that you're a dick, So it happens.
But it happens, I think, in any
yeah. Some of the best music comes out of controversy. Look at Aerosmith. Same thing.
Dude, they've been 30 years plus, man.
Yeah.
Still rocking.
30 years plus. And what revamped them? American fucking Idol. They won't admit. None of them will admit it except Steven Tyler, because because once he went on American Idol, they're like, a lot of people were like, who the fuck is Steven Tyler? Oh, Aerosmith. Okay, boom, their fucking record sales went through the roof, dude.
Oh, you mean recently when you
recently
joined?
Oh yeah, recently. But they're for a couple
I
albums.
like Aerosmith, man.
Oh, I love them, dude. I love them.
You don't like them?
No, I love them.
Oh, they're great.
They're
one of the few bands that stay true to their
all
sound.
American rock band, man.
Right.
They have how many musicians? Like 42. They rock, man.
They have a lot, man. They have a lot.
Dude, I heard a story about Steven Tyler. I think he married like a 16-year-old girl or 15-year-old girl that he met on tour. He actually went to the parents' house.
Tyler.
Oh, yeah,
and they got permission from the parents to marry this girl.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What? I might have the details wrong, but I'm pretty sure
was that in Illinois, Arkansas? What is this?
We'll be back in 2 years.
I shouldn't.
for him to break down and go, okay, I'll marry this girl.
Right.
She might have been some.
She must have. Yeah. Hey, she looked 21. She looked 21, I swear. It wasn't until after I signed the paper.
Parents, though, looking for a paycheck, just,
No, when I told you that whole nurse thing, you better stick with that girl. You better stick with that girl. It happens, man. Look at Jerry Lee Lewis when he married.
Oh, yeah, 13-year-old with
13-year-old
girl,
yeah. He went to.
But ever since then, though, his career kind of took a hit for that.
Well, yeah, of course.
He went from mainstream to playing bars, and then eventually.
Even though we don't like to admit it, when someone does something wrong or something bad in real life, it affects what they're doing. Maybe not what they're doing per se to the music, but when they put it out to the people, it's like we were talking about that earlier, The Beaver, with Mel Gibson, and it was like.
But it was completely different, off the wall, and it
was a good movie, but it didn't get what it was deserved.
It's definitely
because he's an anti-Semite, whatever, and I'm putting my fingers in quotes when I say that, because that's what everybody he's but it was but he talks about the Jews or some shit, right? Or I don't know, but because of that simple little act.
If you're an anti-Semite and you're against Jews. Does that mean, like, I'm pro-Jew, so I'm a Semite?
I don't fucking...
Are you a Semite? Chris, are you a Semite?
I don't know, but
I'm a Semite.
When he said you have to go on Craigslist to him.
I would put it to the oxymoron category.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
I would just put him under the fucking moron category, When you have fame like that, when you have fame that big, and again, it comes back to the alcohol. He's just...
And women.
Stupid. Just
fame,
being stupid,
money.
You know what I mean? I'll bury you in the backyard, you bitch! It's like, I'll bury you under the fucking roses! Yeah, it's like,
I used to love
yeah. Oh yeah, GNR Lies, yeah, man. Hey, that's a
she
bad
bit
fucking...
so much, she drove me nuts.
And now we're happier this way. That was a kick-ass fucking...
I hate to break it down to you guys, but that song was written about his dog.
Oh, really?
I used to love her, but I had to kill her.
Yeah. Oh, it's about his dog? That bitch.
Yeah.
I like
the metaphor. The metaphor works, though.
But yeah, exactly. Can you imagine, though, when it just...
You know how many people are going to hear that when they hear that right now that you said they're going to be like, really? Holy
yeah.
I got to Google that shit. I got to find that shit out. Just like when we...
Wait. Have patience first.
Yeah. Like the...
Nice. Segue.
Like the, what is it? 2593 or 2514 on the Heaven and Hell.
2541.
2541 on the
Heaven and Hell.
Heaven and Hell album.
It's a reference to.
It's a reference to the Bible. That's all I can say.
A Bible verse.
I don't remember the whole thing. Matthew 20 verse 14. And it's about
41.
2541. All right. 20. What else?
Oh yeah, it sounds like it might be in the book of Matthew.
That's exactly what it is. And it talks about people being left off to the side of him, or the people to the right of him were gonna be cast to hell. And apparently, the members of Heaven and Hell at the time, which were Tony Iommi, Ronnie James Dio, Geezer Butler, and some new fucker. Apparently, they felt that they were to the right of them, so they were cast to hell.
Really?
So,
but in the book of Matthew, since we're in the book of Matthew, it says that you got to pray for your enemies as well. So
I couldn't tell you. So okay. Anyway.
What else is in the news today, Maria?
Yeah. You know what? We have a few things. There was a man who tried to rob 3 banks with a plunger.
It's very innovative.
out of Ukiah, New York. I've never even heard of Ukiah, New York, but apparently their abundance with plungers is okay, I imagine. So
I'll plunger your face, man.
Yeah.
Give me all the money.
It works in the cartoons.
I know. You think of like Bugs Bunny or something.
They're supposed to stand though. If you're to come up to me with a plunger, I'm not going near you, man.
Right.
The business end of a plunger
Right.
is as scary as fucking leprosy.
I've seen those what is it, world's dumbest criminals,
Yeah.
and they have them on video, and the dude walks in with a fucking spear, and he's like, "Give me the money," and the dude's like, "Am I being punked, man? Am I being punked, man? The fuck out of here! What's the matter with you, man?" What was the other thing? Oh, the lady who was found with, she was a 73-year-old grandmother, and apparently she was found with.
That's all the details you had on the plunger story?
Yeah, that's it. Real simple.
I want to know if he got the money or not.
Oh man, I want to Google that. I want more details on that guy.
All right. There was a lady in Craig County, Oklahoma. She was arrested with the $270,000 and 4 pounds of marijuana. Apparently, she was arrested for trafficking and responsible for 40% of the marijuana trade in Grand Lakes Arena.
Wow. They're going to call her the godmother.
Yeah,
of marijuana.
And Wes had said this earlier, $270,000 is not a lot of money. But for Craig County, Oklahoma...
Yeah, well, you got to think of Oklahoma as kind of small.
Yeah, that's real. And you see a lot of these documentaries where they, that's where they're cultivating everything there.
Yeah.
They're cultivating everything there. So, anyway, the other thing I had here, which for me was kind of funny, is the 8 weirdest things women have put in their vaginas.
Ooh, we gotta stay away from the refrigerator.
So I have at number 8, I have a crack pipe. Number 7, a credit card. Number 6, a cell phone. 5, a knife. 4, you're gonna love this one. Number 4, a poster of Donny Osmond. That's what it says.
You see what drugs do to you, boy? Once again, 12-step program.
How in the fuck can you stick a poster in your fucking... I don't get it, man. I don't fuck... Anyway, number 3, a prosthetic eye.
Wow.
I wanted to get a closer look at what I was doing. I wanted to know what I was doing. Number 2, this one is kind of okay.
Hey, do you think he was giving somebody the stink eye?
Yeah.
That's how you
Let
got
me get
pink eye.
Wait.
Pink eye?
That's how you
I
got
can't
pink
stand that smell, but let me get a closer look at that shit. Let me put.
Man.
Okay. Number 2, heroin and so much more. A Pennsylvania woman wins the award for the most stored in her snatch ever. During a routine strip search, authorities discovered 54 bags of heroin, 31 bags of empty heroin bags,
Wow.
8 prescription pills,
A scale.
and $51.22 in cash and change.
Oh my god.
Wow. There's a business,
Hey,
corporation.
hey. So that means that she has her own store down there.
She has her own fucking store.
She's got the drug dealer. She even has change to go along with it.
Cock just doesn't do it for me anymore. I need to fucking stick $51.22 exactly in my fucking snatch. That's just a...
If you got that much room for business,
Yeah.
there's not much else left for you. to do
Right.
there. Not much more pleasure.
No, I'm gonna
to
need
do
2
there.
cocks. I can't do it with 1. I need 2. And the number 1 thing that was stuck in a vagina were vodka bottles, which for me is kind of silly. I thought number 2.
What does the ranking system qualify as? Most absurd? What is the qualification?
8 weirdest things that
Weirdest.
women have put in their snatches.
I wouldn't. I'd have to argue against vodka bottles.
I thought heroin would be.
I've seen more weirdest things on the internet.
Yeah. The fuck are you looking at to where you see
She
that?
was transporting someone, got busted transporting someone illegally.
That's
in her
just
snatch.
ridiculous, man. That's utter fucking ridiculousness. All right, so where are we at, man? You want to play us a little bit in there?
No, man, this is kind of interesting.
the whole
The whole wait a minute.
the whole
that's
vagina
weird,
concept.
man.
I think just the fact that it's vagina is piquing our interest.
Always grabs my interest. There's not much left to that plunger story. It seems, yeah, like you're saying, he did it 2 previous times,
Yeah.
and they arrested him after a foot chase, charged him with attempted 3rd-degree robbery. Yeah,
Oh man.
it's unfortunate.
My question is, did he have anything in the plunger?
My question is, are they keeping that plunger for evidence?
Yeah, they're
For evidence?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
in a lot of cellophane. They're wrapping that fucker in a lot of cellophane.
eBay that thing.
I know. Can you imagine? It's already a celebrity. It's not even alive.
Well, that's like
I'd have to say that plunger would be more popular
well,
than a dude.
that's like Dave Chappelle says with Monica Lewinsky. He says, "Where else? What other profession can you suck someone's dick and you become famous by sucking that dick?" You know.
I would not want to be a celebrity like that. He was saying.
But that's and now it's, well, as far as I know, a few years back, she was actually selling purses.
Kardashians built an empire
So-
on that concept.
Yeah, but not by sucking the president's cock.
Not the president. Dude didn't even have to be famous.
Who's that? Are you talking about the basketball player?
Yeah, but I mean, in comparison to the president, he's
Right.
just a basketball player.
But to be the president, dude, and for me, when you that's a lot of power.
Well, we're talking
That's a lot of power to have.
taking a shot in the mouth versus how much dollar signs come out of it. I think Kim Kardashian takes the cake,
of course. Cause she's the one who was doing the Romo,
dude. Yeah, Tony
and
Romo.
then she was doing Ray. Was it Ray J? When she did the
Yeah, I
video,
think
the
so.
porn, the where there's a camera.
Paris Hilton too.
There's a oh yeah, come on, that's just.
They have a TV show.
What the fuck is she famous for?
What's being
You know,
on camera having sex?
Yeah,
That's it.
but that's the thing. A lot
How
of
does that equate to an
a lot of
entertainment
these-
career? I
a lot of
don't
these
understand.
Fucking reality stars these days,
You know what it is?
they're
It's
famous
the
for
fact that we're
nothing.
talking about it right now.
Yeah.
If everybody were just to cut it out of their vocabulary,
Right.
they'd disappear.
Right.
We'd never have to see
Yeah.
it again.
You're right.
And we
Yeah.
won't have to look forward to the next dumb piece of shit who decides to get naked and get fucked on camera.
That's right, man.
There's a whole industry where that's
Right,
unpopular.
right. Vivid,
Okay?
vivid industry. That's-
Just because you had sex, I mean, it's a joke even. I'm a porn star. You do one movie and you're a star? It
right,
doesn't work in Hollywood.
right. Well, the same thing with I think that happened with Hulk Hogan too, where he's recently supposed to be outed for, and then he says, "Well, I don't remember doing that." Doesn't matter whether you remember it or not, you know. Look at Brett Michaels from Poison. He was famous for when that porno came out. Well, first it was Tommy Lee that she was banging, and that video came out, and then the Brett Michaels one came out. You know, And I don't know if she did one with Kid Rock, but if she did, I'm sure she didn't want that one out there.
I think she did.
Did she really?
I think she did.
Okay. You got a feedback coming.
Really?
No,
that was a truck. That was a fucking truck.
Again,
the mic picks up everything. I can hear the train go by. I can hear vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear some more of Chris, man. I want to hear some of that riffing.
I want to hear some more of what it is you guys are taking, man.
I'll take 5 cents of that, man.
That's cool. The
How much time do you have, Chris?
Huh?
How much time do you have?
You know what? Next month's gonna be 2 years.
All right, right on.
Woo! Yeah, dude.
That's a good deal, man.
Chris just had.
That's one
Marin
thing.
just had his birthday, didn't you?
5 years.
5 years.
April Fools.
Yeah, April Fools, and yeah.
It's
You know what? That's one thing that we haven't mentioned to the listeners is. Oh yeah, we did mention that, didn't we? That we were on a 12-step program. That's right. You have some time under your belt too, Wes.
I know you're in December,
2.5
right?
years.
You're in December, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
The difference is though, that we're in a program. You were actually in the program, and you decided that it was you just for whatever reason you decided to discontinue the 12-step.
Got what I needed out of it.
But yeah,
I'm applying
you're
the
doing
system. I learned that it's a matter of keeping yourself busy,
Right,
your mind
right,
occupied.
yeah.
Have a venue where you can relate to other people and express things that are going on in your head.
Yeah.
You know, the podcast is really going to help me out.
Right,
be able to
right. This is
interact with other people, express what's going on in my life, have an outlet to vent my frustrations and
It'd be cool though if there's listeners, because I'm sure, man. When I used
we're gonna have them on here, man. There's some people
there's
discussing about
listeners
their stories.
that you know what, they might be seeking help and they just don't know how.
Right.
And maybe we can have those resources.
We are the light that you seek.
But if it's an interesting story and people can gain from it, that's awesome. I don't want this podcast to shift in any one direction.
Right.
So,
It's got to be universal.
Right.
Because, man, I like them donuts.
Organic. That's the word I like that Wes used. Organic. We have to be organic, and just grow. What the people want, we're gonna.
Right.
Like you said, you know what we have. We have what's on the menu. We're gonna give it to you. If you like it, tell us. If you don't, send it back, and we'll try and change it. And some of the shit that we say, some of the stuff that we do, it's not gonna be for everybody. You know what I mean? But that's the beauty of having this whole thing, go down the way it is. It's an interaction, of everything that's going on around us. And that's a cool thing, man. That's a really cool thing. Because in all our lives, in every one of us, there was a time when we had no idea what we were gonna do with our lives. We had no idea what was going on. We were delusional, and we thought everything was okay. I worked for the guy I work with now. I was with him for I've been with him 10 years. I was with him for 5 years, and he'd be like, "You do great work. I just gotta find your fucking ass," So there's a whole delusional that goes along with that.
I can't find my fucking ass.
Right? Yeah. So now that we got our heads straight and we're trying to do something with that. For me, it's inspiring. Period. I hope this goes somewhere. I would love for it to go somewhere. You know what I mean? But this is somewhere where I get to go. Every Saturday afternoon or morning or whatnot, and just hang out with people and do something that I never thought I'd be doing this. Never. This is something totally new to me. Like when you brought the idea to me, I was like, "You want me to do what?" Oh, okay, sure, let's do it. And I really, and look at dude, and we fucking Best Buy programs, and all these little things, and just kind of fell in place. You know what I mean? And so it happens. And it's just one concept goes from another to another to another to another, and boom, here we are. Our very first show, and we're lucky enough to have Chris with us. You know what I mean?
No,
and
man.
Just fucking jamming out.
I need to thank you guys.
So it's it's been a pleasure, man. It's just this is something that I really look forward to doing. So
Yeah, we are on our way to a whole new experience, and folks, your lives will never be the same again.
Welcome.
I'm interested in this mic, man.
What's that?
This microphone you guys have, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is a nice mic.
It's really not that cool. When you
USB
go to the store and you start
operated.
asking questions, and they explain to you what's your budget and what your options are. There's a lot more interesting stuff out there. This is just a regular. If you're trying to do a podcast, this is probably what they're going to suggest to you. If you're talking a low budget, but if you got money to spend, I've heard of people doing podcasts where they put like 16 grand into it.
Oh yeah. Well, look at your guy, man. The guy who wants to sign your.
Adam Carolla.
Yeah, look at
Adam Carolla does a good
Carolla's
podcast.
dude.
Joe Rogan does a good podcast.
Yeah.
If you guys want
The
good
one-
podcasts out here, WTF is a good podcast. Comedians interviewing comedians.
The Nerdist.
The Nerdist podcast. If you like sci-fi movies, comic books.
Who's the one we were listening to this morning? I like that guy.
That's Jay Moore, More
Jay
Stories.
Moore.
You can go to the
Oh
Kevin
my
Smith's
Fucking hilarious.
website, the smodcast.com, Smodco. He's got a bunch of people that do podcasts that upload their site, their material to him,
Right.
and he's got like a collective.
Right.
Another good podcast is You Made It Weird. Pete Holmes, he's the you've heard of him, the E-Trade baby, you know, the commercial.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
the E-Trade baby that talks like a regular person,
Yeah.
and gives like
He's the
always
one
got
in the
some
crib,
joke.
right?
Yeah, he's in the crib going, "This is what I'm doing with my stocks," blah blah blah.
Right.
The
Because
E-Trade.
apparently riding the dog is frowned upon.
Wait,
he's stuck in his fucking crib, right?
Is this on cable or something?
No, it's just a commercial
It's a
for
commercial.
E-Trade.
Oh, I need to watch TV more often.
Commercials
You
years
need to
old.
quit
dude.
watching fucking Netflix.
Hey,
You're
I'm too busy
you're a
watching Netflix, and
junkie
I'm
now.
stuck in the 80s, man. So stuff I hear that, is like 12 years old, I'm like, dude, what's that? That's the new movie, man.
Right. What did you say you were watching the other day? Ghostbusters? You said
Yeah.
You wanted to get
Love
it?
Netflix, man.
Right, there you go.
I was watching Knight Rider too the other day.
Oh,
my
that's
God,
right,
There you go,
dude.
Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
That's fucking.
That's a
Hey,
classic
MacGyver,
ass.
though, dude. MacGyver,
Yeah.
come on, dude. Have you liked any
I
kind
love
of...
MacGyver.
Huh? You
I
like
love
MacGyver?
MacGyver.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on Netflix. I haven't even searched for it, but that'd be cool to watch again. See all the fucked up hairdos and fucking.
You
old
know
ass
what
stars
show they
and
should
shit.
bring back? I think it would be really cool to bring back, man. The $6 Million Man.
Kevin Smith is writing the comic book. He brought the story into the comic. He wrote the script for the movie, and they didn't want to greenlight it. They didn't want to
Really?
put the money up for it. They didn't think it would make it that big.
I
He's
think
like,
that-
"Fuck you guys! I'm gonna take it to the comic book venue and produce it there." Storyline is great, man. He even
A lot of
twisted
movies
it.
that-
It's not the 6 million where the operation was $6 million.
Right,
Because
now-
today that wouldn't float.
Right.
It's
right.
a day $6 million it takes to run him.
That's funny.
There's a lot of little twists.
A
where-
lot of the
where
movies today that they're
updates.
doing are look at the was it Avengers May 4th is coming out.
Yeah, that's
You know,
gonna be good.
and then you said something about was it Superman? They're gonna be doing the Superman. That's what's
There's
coming
a-
out,
yeah.
right? So a lot of
Yeah, I heard the director from the first or the next 3 Batman, Jeff Nolan.
Yeah.
he's gonna be directing that.
See,
If he
that's
kind of
the
makes it a
thing,
little bit
though.
more dark, like what he did with the Batman.
Yeah. You see the
Story
Batman. You
was just
see, this is
beautiful.
what I want. This is what I want. It's not what I want, but
Right.
what
What you'd like to
interests
see.
me, what interested me and with Batman, it got better, and then they came out with 3, and I think that one kind of
that was George Clooney, right? Was that George Clooney? With
I
the
don't
nipples?
remember. No, Batman Forever.
That
then it
got
was
so criticized.
Yeah, that was more comic. It was like a comic flop. It's not even
Yeah.
a B-rated.
Michael
movie.
Keaton, George Clooney, I'm pretty sure. Then
Yeah.
Val Kilmer,
Right.
and who else?
The
I think
four-
it was just them.
I just seen it last
But
night.
you know what?
too.
Like Batman Begins, and
Beautiful.
wow, they like made up for those mistakes, and it's
Right.
like, all right,
Christian
now we're
Bale.
interested. Yeah, Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Well, what they did was the movies were kind of like a more serious version of the TV show. They wanted a little silly, a little hokey. Jack
Right.
Nicholson was overplaying the part,
Right.
and Jeff Nolan's like, I want to take the comic book and
Right.
put it on camera. Let's see if
Yeah.
we can keep that gritty,
But-
nervous, dark.
Well, look at the Penguin too. Remember when they had the Penguin? That was kind of.
That was Danny DeVito, right?
Yeah, he was dark, but it was just like a kooky little. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was born in the sewers. You know, it's like
But,
holy
but
shit,
you know what,
man.
though? Seriously, you know what? It's like if you're a Superman fan, because I'm a Superman fan,
Right.
and we want to recapture those like Superman 1 and Superman 2. Wow, and back then those effects were like unheard
They
of.
were the shit back then.
Yeah, but
now everything's green screen and
now instead of getting better, they came out with Superman 3 and Superman 4, and they're both 80s, and those movies, I don't know,
and the
story just wasn't there.
No.
The fact
Richard Pryor took away from the story.
Exactly, yeah, it became more comical,
right?
And it was okay with Richard Pryor before it gets bombed,
right?
But that's because of the low budgets and I don't know.
And everybody's doing fucking 3D these days too. You know what I mean? I remember, like in the 80s, I remember there was like 1 or 2 movies like Jaws 3D.
Yeah.
And then there was another one 3D. Now it's like they're even bringing back fucking movies.
No,
like,
everything.
Come see the Titanic in 3D. How many ways can you watch a fucking boat sink? Really?
Yeah.
How many fucking ways can you watch a fucking boat sink?
If
you
ask James Cameron how much more money you can make with the concept,
right.
I'm sure he's gonna have a bunch of answers.
Next, they're gonna have someone standing next to you with a fucking cup of water. 4D, motherfucker. There you go. You know, I mean, come on, man. It's just ridiculous. I think it's just fucking ridiculous. All the and then the TVs too. I've seen the TVs,
Hey man, seriously though, I was watching Smallville. Well, I mean it's off the air now.
Is that good?
But it was a lot better. I mean, I was looking at some of these effects and the time that they actually put on here. The acting that was involved and also the special effects.
Yeah.
And they're just really good. And I'm just thinking, man, if they actually make this movie, I hope that they really put an effort into really making it believable again, rather than just a comic book.
Right.
Because Superman's, come on.
Well, if anybody knows comics, it's Wes here.
Yeah, there we go.
You could look around and you see the dude just got comic. He's just a comic fanatic.
I've gotten back into comic books in the last year. I've gotten back into it. I was into it when I was, I think it was 10 or 11. It was in like 90.
Right.
89 to like 92, yeah. I think I was into it.
I have some comics you might be interested in.
I sold all my... I sold about... I think it turned out to be like $40 or $50 worth of comics that I've ended up buying a bag of weed for because I just discovered Party.
Right. Well, no, I know...
That would probably be decent value right now if I had saved it because I kept good care of them. But
right. Well, for security purposes, I'm not going to say how much your collection's worth, but I know you have some nice... I know you have some nice comic books and you really... Just like I know music and Christian knows music, you know your comic books, you know your artists, you know what I mean?
I feel like we'd be neglecting something if we didn't go back and say that Heath Ledger did an amazing performance when it came to that Batman movie as Joker. That has to be touched upon. One of the most... if any comic book movie could win an Oscar, it would be Heath Ledger's performance as a Joker, which is unfortunate because I think he got too dark, too into the character, and I think he was using a lot.
I think that's what killed him, man. Really, I think that's what killed him.
That performance was unreal.
Yeah. I mean, he
was 28, wasn't he?
He was very young.
Yeah. Wow. They even have posters of him, you can go buy posters, at your local little head shops, whatever. And he got him with that little smiley face.
Yeah.
And he says, why so serious? He's got that. He played that role.
Scene where Batman's got him in the interrogation room. He's just punching him and punching him, and he's laughing at Batman's face.
I don't think that character could have been taken any further than what he took it. He really and it's like you said, he just the whole prescription drugs and all that. And it happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. It happens. They want you on set to do it. Well, right now, and then you get off and you're like, I'm so amped up. Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and take this to pop down. You know what I mean? And then let me get up and do it again. You know what I mean?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, man, that was
perfect example.
Yeah.
Perfect fucking example. The shit that he was taking, man. They're only supposed to give it to you when you're going into fucking surgery.
Yeah, that's why I think that even though his doctor went to jail for like 4 months.
Yeah.
I think they should have revoked his license because really. I really think that he was aware of the consequences.
Right.
But
especially when
money, the money was there, and obviously he couldn't refuse the kind of money that Michael Jackson was probably paying.
But they take an ethical oath too. You know what I mean? They really do. And when someone's life is in your hands,
Yeah.
And again, we're going back to that whole bubble concept, of everybody's telling you, yeah, it's okay what you're doing. It's okay what you're doing. Yeah. Go ahead. It's okay to do that. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Don't worry about it. fucking hyperbaric chambers and all this fucking weird shit, you know? Naming your fucking kid Blanket. What the fuck? You know, I think Cat Williams said it best. You can't name your fucking kid after a fucking quilt, a blanket, or a fucking utensil, man. You just can't do it. Okay, it's not right. It's not logical fucking.
You lived your life under a blanket, yeah.
You know, it's like fucking.
Yeah, we gotta watch South Park.
I go back to Cat Williams, a Cat Williams reference. You know, he says, you know, if you're trying to attract bitches, you know, you put on silk covers, you put on nice clothes, you drive a nice car. If you're trying to attract kids, what do? I'm gonna build me a motherfucking amusement park. I'm gonna climb up in the motherfucker. What, you don't climb up in trees? No, motherfucker, I don't climb up in trees. I'm a fucking man. I'm a man, motherfucker. So that was, you know, but nobody fucking told him any different. Nobody told him any different. No one said, hey, dude, I think what you're doing is kind of weird.
It's weird.
You're making, look at even this. Prime example. The video, This Is It. How long after he died did it come out? Because the company who was recording and doing all that, they had invested so much money in this. They said, fuck you, we're getting our money. One way or another, we're getting our money back, man. We're going to get our money back.
There was like $31 million.
Right. And I'm sure they got some, if not all their money back. But they weren't going to let that go. You know? And none of them were going, oh, fucking poor Michael, you know? Same thing with fucking Whitney Houston. And maybe it's too soon. Maybe it's too soon to bring it up. But you know what? Fuck Whitney Houston. That's what I say. She's, you know what? She's just like any other fucking celebrity who fucking gotten that. Well, not fuck as in, you know what I'm saying. She was just, you know what? She had all her ducks in a row. She was given this opportunity to amaze the world. She did it. And what did she do? She falls right back into that same old routine. And nobody's telling her, hey, you know, you shouldn't be drinking. Hey, you know, you shouldn't be popping those pills. You know, you shouldn't be doing that shit. Nobody around her told that.
For them, you know? Only because the environment they were in took away that crucial time where a brain needs to experience growing up.
Yeah.
And if you take that away and you force a professional life onto that brain,
right,
they're not going to know certain parameters like, how do I get along socially in a regular engagement?
Well, I don't know what it's like to be forced into the spotlight either, but when I got sober,
and all the money in the world,
I was forced back into reality too. I was forced back into reality too. You know what I mean? I mean, it's something that you have to get gripped on. You have to grab a grip, you know, and be able to deal with it. You know what I mean? You can't go so much time and they go, well, I know I was strung out on crack, you know, or what she say, crack is whack. She was doing cocaine, but it's okay for me to have a fucking martini. No, it's not okay for you to have a fucking martini. But nobody around her told her that. You know what I mean? And then when she dies, they go, oh,
that's the problem.
We should have done something. You're right, you fucking morons. You should have fucking done something, but you didn't.
Right.
So you know what? What the fuck? You know? I mean,
but you can't help someone who doesn't want it.
Yeah. And it's like you said, they just get caught up in this fucking world, you know? So, anyway.
Well, folks, I think that's about all the time we got for today.
Really? That went by really, really fast. That was really
interesting.
Cool. That was very interesting. Man. Can I just get one fucking riff out of you, man?
One riff.
Come on.
Play it up, Chris.
Right there, man.
I just noticed you got the superpower bracelet on, so I can tell you got a little cheat, you got a little edge on life.
Chris is the only person I know that can run and chase a child and be playing a fucking acoustic guitar at the same time. And I've seen it. I know this because I've seen it.
Oh yeah.
That was fucking badass, man. That was badass. I love it, man.
Were you laying down like a theme, like in the cartoons, like a running theme, like running music?
I don't even remember. I think it was with
Like how the
Wrangle and Angle.
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he was. The name will remain.
like the bongo drums for the footsteps of the Flintstones when they're pushing the car along.
Flintstones, where are the Flintstones? No, I don't know what I was playing.
Have a
Oh no,
good
I think I was
time.
playing actually some Beatles songs. Actually.
Yeah. We were like telling him, dude, can you play this? Yeah, sure, no
We're
problem.
not that popular right now. You can play all kinds of licensed music right now. I'm
I
sure.
can just go ahead and play. Yeah.
We'll get in trouble later.
We'll get in trouble later.
I was playing like. Well, how does that go? Anyways, Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
What's your dream? And folks, that's how we're gonna end the show. And take the time and ask yourselves, what is your dream?
What is your dream?
My name is Wes Rodriguez.
I'm Marin Flores.
And I am Christian Aguayo.
If you'd like to contact Chris and have him lay down a theme track to your life, or maybe a soundtrack,
We're gonna make
or
you
whatever
famous,
it is,
motherfucker.
you would need Chris to lay down any music for you. You can contact him at aguayo27@yahoo.com.
Or Facebook.
Or Facebook. And please contact us, send us messages, give us feedback, let us know how this show went at what is it?
TNT, the No Title Show.
The No Title Show.
No Title Show.
At
I like
Facebook.com.
Facebook.com. Let us know what you think, man.
that. Yoo-hoo.
All right. Signing off. Have a good day.
And
folks.
don't drink and drive.